Oh, Hasbro, what are you doing? Hello everybody, it's Commander. Today we're talking about, another victim of Hasbro's wonderful marketing plans for Haslab.
It's just hard to understand.
So to anybody who doesn't know, Hasbro has this kind of side project called Haslabs, where they can dream up some big projects, maybe something that's not easy to release on the main market. It's a more expensive piece, it's a little bit more exclusive, they're a lot nicer. It's really for kind of the hardcore collector is the market that they're going for. The other side of that is that these things are extremely expensive. We got the Mandalorian Razor Crest last year, they were looking at doing a Rancor this year, $350 for a Rancor figure. That's absurd.
You did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
This is one of those Haslab projects where I was already feeling really reluctant about backing it, but today sealed the coffin. One of the coolest parts about these Haslab projects is that as more people start to back, there are goals that can be reached for extras to be added into the campaign. This campaign had 4 tiers, and it had a lot of expectations because we felt like maybe the Rancor was overpriced at $350, but if there was some really cool stuff that came with it, it might make sense. Maybe some one-of-a-kind pieces, a card back that's really hard to come by, or you're never going to get it outside of this collection. Those sorts of things start to make sense. And is that what we got? No. So essentially what happened is, today they did another Hasbro Fan First Friday, and they did a reveal of our first fully painted Haslab Rancor. Now that's cool because prior to that, all we'd seen were really like CAD designs. I think they had one that was gray. They did a showing just so they could show the articulation, but we hadn't had one fully painted yet. So it was amazing to see it with all of its beautiful deco. However, again, at $350, it's a lot of money for a figure. And don't get me wrong, this thing is, it's big. It's a big figure, but $350? Last year we got a Mandalorian Razor Crest that was absolutely beautiful. It was huge, extremely detailed. That makes a little bit more sense. But for just a Rancor, I wasn't completely sold yet. And so, with bated breath, we waited through the live stream to see what the tiers were going to be. Now, we'd already been made aware of tiers 1 and 2. Basically got a Gamorrean Guard, kind of revamped with a collector's coin on card back. Awesome, good way to start it. Didn't have any problems there. However, when we got to tier 2, something changed. Tier 2 was basically a collection of skulls and bones. There was like a Tauntaun skull, just some stuff you could scatter around the Rancor's feet to make it look like, you know, the floor of Jabba's palace or a Rancor cave or something like that. And then a cardboard backing to make it look like he was in his environment. A piece of cardboard to put behind your Rancor. Look, at $350, there better be at least some kind of plastic diorama or something that can support him. For $350, I think a lot of people were really peeved off that they were just throwing in a piece of cardboard backing. That's actually not where the whole thing melted down. Now, the chat was already getting a little bit crazy on the live stream. I think people were anxious, they were nervous, they were excited to hear about tiers 3 and 4 because that was going to make or break this campaign for them. And it broke it. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't start this off by saying there's nothing toxic about being upset that Hasbro doesn't really listen to the people who buy their products. This has been an ongoing problem. I had this issue with, the X-Wings. I've had issues with molds that they've done. There's been a lot of feedback from fans, and all of it just seems to kind of fall on deaf ears. So voicing your displeasure to Hasbro over what happened is not in any way unacceptable or toxic or bad behavior. I think people are kind of fed up of not being listened to. Personally, I certainly feel that way. And I don't think you should be ashamed or talked down to just because you're voicing your opinion. But I digress. So what happened is, once we got our fully decoed out Rancor, they broke into tiers 3 and 4. Now, as I said, this is where things started to melt down. People were really looking forward to maybe getting an Oola on card back. Now, if you don't remember who Oola was, let's take a look here. Rest in peace. face. Ula was the green Twi'lek that we saw in Return of the Jedi. I, for one, was extremely excited. I was really thinking we might get an Ula with like some soft goods. That would have been absolutely awesome. But alas, Tier 3 was not Ula. Salacious Crumb on card back. This is where people got really frustrated. Now, if this were a one-of-a-kind Salacious Crumb or something like that, I could understand. But herein lies the problem. This is not a one-off Salacious Crumb. It's not something anybody asked for. I don't really understand how it even really fits in with a Rancor, to be honest with you. But this Salacious Crumb is already available in a group figure pack at Galaxy's Edge. All they did was repack it on card back.
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
So now, as some of our magical bonuses, we've gotten a cardboard back and a repack figure that's already available. You could tell the vibe kind of changed in the chat because Yakface was actually able to go out and release what tiers 3 and 4 were, and it got leaked in the chat, and the chat completely exploded. We've moved right on to tier 4, and tier 4, we basically got a re-sculpted Luke with coin in his Return of the Jedi outfit. People were super unhappy. And I went over to the Haslab site to see where the backers were because I could see that people were keeping track. It was in the high 5,000s, I think, when I finally checked. I don't know where it was before that because people were listing off, hey, a bunch of people are getting off the project. Like a bunch of backers are leaving. As of this video, it's already under 5,000, and the first goal to even get the thing made is 9,000. And it's steadily decreasing. And so just like that, in one live stream, the Haslab Rancor died. I don't think it's gonna recover. I think we have 17 more days to get enough backers to even have the thing made. I don't think it's gonna happen. And so ends the legendary story of the Haslab Rancor. It was just a child. Gone too soon. Rest in peace, Haslab Rancor.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because